Yeah, Jacoby, with all the depth y'all have on the line, do you expect a real big rotation where most of the guys are playing 30, 35 snaps and a healthy rotation, or you think they'll leave the starters in for the majority of the games?
Uh, with the rotation, it helps the team as a whole because it keeps guys fresh, keep their legs fresh, and it keeps the momentum going. So with us rolling guys, you know, everybody come in 100%, everybody able to catch their breath, get back and get ready and get on the line and go again.
Danny, go ahead.
Hey, Jacoby. We've gotten to know Keandre pretty well over the past couple of years, and we've heard enough about Tavondre and kind of the jokester he is. Is that with all the defensive linemen? Are you guys all, that loose and that fun free? What's kind of the personality among the other guys? Or are those two the guys that keep it light out there?
Yeah, Max like one of my best friends. He very funny guy, good energy, always good to be around him. I hang around him a lot outside of football because he's a good person, bring good energy. Making me laugh all the time. And all the guys in the room got different personalities, so that what makes the room funny. Everybody got different personalities. Everybody's not the same. So when everybody come in with different personalities, it make it fun. Everybody joke around, play around. Nobody take nothing serious.
How would you describe your personality? What personality are you?
And my personality, that's the thing. A lot of people don't know my personality because I'm a very person that stay to myself sometimes. When I first got here, I used to stay to myself a lot, because of the things I went through in the past. But as I've been here longer, I began to open up with my guys and hanging with them outside of football, spending more time with them and being able to open up, And one thing I do on my off time, I make music. So a lot of guys love my music. I was able to show them my music once I was able to open up to them, and I'm very laid back. I'm like, they call me the OG around here because I'm the older guy. I be 24 in 3 weeks, so everybody look up to me like the older guy. So I'm very laid back, and I try to be a good leader for my guys, especially the young guys that really look up to me since I've been here so long.
Cole, go ahead.
Jacoby, just want to get your thoughts on your role in PK system. You've had 3 different defensive coordinators by your time at Texas. What's been the biggest transition, and do you feel more comfortable playing in PK style than you did last year?
I play any style defense. That's me. I play football. When my number's called, I'm down to do my job. Even if that's 4-eye, 3-tech, I'm down for any scheme. So that what makes the game fun when you can do all things, And PK got me all over the place. I can play a 3-tech, I can play a 4-tech head up, 4-eye, or I can get a wide 9. And also I drop too. So that what makes me versatile and able to do a lot of things on the field to show what I can do so that I'm an athlete instead of one type of player.
Joe Cook, go ahead.
Jacoby, we're going to talk to Christian Jones in a couple minutes. So I'm going to ask you, what's it like going up against him every day or pretty often? And what have you seen just out of the offensive line in general throughout spring or throughout these fall practices?
Going against CJ, over the couple of years when I first came in, we both was running with the 2s and the 3s. So I've been going against him since I enrolled at Texas. So I seen his game progress. I seen him get better as a player. I told him yesterday, I said, man, you definitely got better, bro. And you worked me to the T. And I love that, bro. I see his game. I see his game going further than what it is because he done got bigger, he done got longer. And so it makes it kind of difficult for me to get around the edge on him. And I love that challenge. So we work hard against each other every day. I make sure on one-on-one pass rush, me and him the first one up going against each other because we love to work.
Jeff Howe, you're up.
Jacoby, kind of a 2-part question. One, with so much experience and production moving off of that defensive line with TQ and Joseph being gone, did you come and on top of a new coaching staff coming in, what was your sense of urgency kind of in January, starting with those winter workouts? Did you look at it as maybe trying to seize an opportunity? And then I know Alfred Collins has been with those outside backers the last couple of practices. How has Alfred looked as he's kind of worked at that outside backer position?
I knew once Joseph and TQ was leaving, I knew that it was time for us to step up. You know, me particularly because I'm an older guy, and a lot of people looking for me to step into that role that Joseph had, and you know, I knew coming in the winter that I had to change my body, and I had to work hard with my nutrition to change my body type so that I can look different on the field, look like a different type of player, because I knew I was going to be rushing a lot outside, and I knew I was going to be dropping a lot and playing inside. So I wanted my body to be in top tier shape, you know, so I can look good for the scouts, and not only for the scouts, but just for me in general, so I could be faster and stronger. And also with Alfred Collins, he moved over to our room, so it's good. He working with the ends and the jack. So he's in a good spot now, because when it comes down to him getting his body right, and once we're gone, he's gonna be next up, taking over that jack position.
Last one. Go ahead, Danny.
All right, Jacoby, I can't let you get out of here without going back to that music thing. We've heard a couple guys talk about their musical skills. Roach a couple years ago. You know, what do you do? Do you sing? Are you into the production? Do you play an instrument? I mean, tell me a little bit about your music.
I'm more of an artist. I don't consider myself a rapper or a singer because I do multiple things. I create football on the field, off the field, school. I'm an artist and music. When I'm talking about my music, I talk about my life and what I've been through. You know, one of the biggest things for me coming back for another year was because I lost my sister. She was gunned down in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I used that as motivation for me to come back for another season. Even through my music, I try to talk to her and talk to my fans and let them know how I'm feeling and let them know where I come from.
Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Jacoby, just real quick, you talked about changing your body, transforming your body. What did you play at last year? Where are you at now, weight-wise? And then what do you feel like is a good weight you need to be at to play that jack position?
At one point when I got here, I had got to 277, and that was too heavy for me for my body type coming out of Butler Community College. I came out at 250, and last year I was up to 265 at the most, and I feel like that wasn't my body type. I had to get back down to 255, get more toned up, get more leaned up, and just me changing my body type, it changed my game, and I see it every day as I practice. I seen it through the spring, and I seen it through the summer, and now I'm seeing it through the fall that it made a big difference on me changing my body type. And that's one of the key things. If your body right, then you're running like a Ferrari, looking like a Ferrari, you're gonna move like a Ferrari.
Christian, I asked Jacoby this, so I'll ask you this. What's the most challenging part about going up against a guy like Jacoby pretty often during fall camp?
The most challenging thing for me is that someone who's versatile, who has different type of moves, come off the edge, give you speed, turn it into bull, spin counter, and he has that. And a lot of people on the D-line have that as well. And that's been the hardest part about going against him in fall camp.
Cedric, go ahead.
Hey, Christian, I know you played on both sides of the line last season. Are you doing any cross training in this camp? And how do you think you guys are coming along so far up front?
No cross training. I've been on the left side the whole camp, and we're coming along real good every day. We're getting better, 1% every day. Really hitting it hard in individual, and that's where it all starts. And taking the indie work to the drill work and to the competitive sections. That's what Coach Flood prides himself on and tells us that we need to work on every day.
Hey, Christian, I just wanted to ask you, you talked about Coach Flood and some of the things that he's been teaching. What are some of the biggest changes that you felt like you needed to make yourself better, to solidify yourself on that line?
For me, my pass sets, run blocking, keeping my hands tight. He's very big on hands, and your footwork determines the target and stuff like that. Just the little things, and really for me, just being consistent and bringing it every day and trying my hardest. And he's bringing that out of all of us, and I appreciate that.
Chris, go ahead.
Hey, Chris, I'm trying to turn on my camera, but it's not working. What was it like for you guys yesterday, practicing in front of fans for the first time, having that atmosphere? And what's the team's mindset going to the second scrimmage. It's our understanding it's one of just two full real scrimmages to kind of gauge where you guys are in position battles. So fans and the scrimmage, what are your thoughts on both of those things?
It was great to have the fans out there. Amazing support. I'm glad that they came and showed out. It was just exciting to have them back, and it was kind of a taste of the season. And for the scrimmage, it's just another practice day. Every day is important. I don't really think of a scrimmage as different as compared to a day like today or yesterday. And yeah, that's about it. I don't feel like different or any type of pressure. I don't think any of us feel that type of way. It's just going out there and executing and performing.
Kirk, go ahead.
Yeah, Christian, I was curious about the contrast in offensive line philosophies with Coach Flood. Are they stressing and emphasizing different things than in the past?
I wouldn't say stressing and emphasizing it. It's just a different delivery, a different way of teaching it, and it's the same. It's the same thing. Low pads, playing physical. The only thing different for me was vertical sets compared to angle set, as what Coach Flood is teaching, and that's helped my game a whole lot. But besides that, it's kind of been the same.
Brian, you're up.
Christian, we've been asking the quarterbacks and the running backs and the receivers about Coach Sarkisian and the offense he ran at Alabama. And I wonder, how much Alabama stuff have y'all looked at as offensive linemen, being that Coach Flood was there and Alabama's had a good run of putting linemen in the league? How much did y'all study that this summer?
We studied that a lot. Studied that a whole lot. Bringing up teach tape from them, drills, gameplay, and it's been good. I've been looking at Leatherwood. I've been looking at Jed Wills, Landon Dickerson. Honestly, the whole line from Bama. We all been looking at them and seeing how they played and how we could take that into our own interpretation.
Joe, go ahead.
Christian, you were in a option run first offense at Cy Woods, correct?
Yes, sir.
So when did it, I know it looks like the left side of this line is going to be a lot of guys from old option offenses. So when for you did the moving backwards part of playing offensive line like really start to click for you when you're at Texas?
What do you mean by moving backwards? Like pass sets?
Getting into pass sets, stuff you didn't have to do a ton at Cy Woods.
Honestly, my first day here, I learned how to take a set. I had no idea. Coach Hand said, get in a stance, and I got in a 4-point stance, and I just started from there. But definitely my redshirt year, that was very difficult. I remember hating pass pro because I was not good at it at all. So every day, Coach Hand would have me out there, go again, and it's definitely worked out, and it's getting better.
Last one, Danny, go ahead.
Hey, Christian, I'm kind of wondering, I don't know if you're the right guy to ask this, but when you look down the line and you see, you guys sometimes now playing two tight ends, how would you grade those guys as like what they bring to the blocking scheme and how they're performing out there, blocking wise?
Oh, they're great, man. They're physical. They stay low, moving D linemen. I love it. Even the young guys are doing great. Gunner's doing great. Juan's doing great. JT's doing great. Everyone's doing great. Cade, everybody. Wiley, like I love it. I love when I have the tight end to my side because I feel like they got my back, and I know that they feel the same way.
Cameron, I'm kind of wondering, as you're entering your fourth year, are you starting at all to think about your legacy and kind of where you stack up at a school that's produced kickers like Justin and Phil and those great Texas kickers?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's in the back of my mind. It's something I don't think about during the day while I'm doing things just because I'm working to be the best me. I think it's great to kind of have that there, but more so just kind of working on what I can do to be my best self.
Kirk, go ahead.
Yeah, Cameron, I was curious, the whole name, image, and likeness, you and your personality seemed like a perfect fit for that sort of thing. And I wonder what all you got going on in that area.
Just did a fun deal with a local roofing company, and then working on a couple things on my own, and then obviously on Cameo, shooting videos for fun for people.
Brian, go ahead.
I definitely want to hear more about the roofing contract, but so I guess I have two questions. Tell us about the roofing deal. And number two is, did the coaches want you to work on maybe some punting in the off season, just in case Ryan wasn't all coming back 100%?
Yeah, I think I did well at the end of last season, so I was expecting kind of to be able to come in and compete as well for the spot. Obviously hoping Ryan can come back and do well. But I kind of have always been wanting to work on punting just because it's a good tool to have for me. And then this just kind of allowed me the opportunity to compete. And so new staff as well. It's just new eyes on me. So gives me the chance for a fresh start to compete at it. And yeah. And then with the roofing stuff, just did a couple commercial things, and he's known as bad jokes, just like stupid dad jokes, and just did some of those with him.
Chris, go ahead.
Cameron, when we talked with Banks yesterday, he talked about the concern with trying to keep your leg fresh, especially with you doing these punting duties and kickoffs and field goals. How big of a concern is that? How real is your leg kind of dying on you over the course of the season? How real is that concern?
I think if I overkick, it's a big concern. I think if people don't take care of themselves, it's an issue. And like, if you don't have coaches that understand that, it's a problem, or a kicker who's willing to speak up about it. But I've done a good job, I think, handling it before Banks got here. Banks obviously came in and understands the position and helps me kind of get to that point as well, where he's like, hey, stop kicking, you're good for the day. Or will tell me, hey, you're off today, you kicked a lot yesterday. And so I think it's super important just to make sure I can continue to be able to hit balls deep on kickoffs, be able to have clean strikes everywhere.
Cedric, go ahead.
Yeah, Cameron, you anticipated maybe doing more this year. Did you do any extra work, any type of extra work in the weight room to know you're going to have that kind of extra load on your shoulders? And number two, the Dicker the Kicker t-shirt should be flying off the shelves. Where can people get them?
That's going to be coming soon. Hopefully trying to get it launched before the season, but for weight room stuff, I had shoulder surgery in January, so I was out till the first day of spring ball was actually my first day kicking again. And then it was kind of trying to build strength there again. Legs were still fine because I was still able to do leg workouts, but didn't do too much more because didn't want to put much more strain on my legs. I think just handling it as keeping them strong. I don't think I really needed to do too much to put more muscle on them.
Danny, go ahead.
Cameron, I'm wondering, since obviously you are very important with your kicking duties, and if you were to, handle the punting duties, are you going to be asked to dial back the aggressiveness? Obviously, Ryan got hurt last year trying to, make a tackle. We all remember you almost got a targeting penalty a couple years ago. Are you going to be asked to not risk getting injured out there if you are, asked to do punting and kicking?
My goal, honestly, is to not have to make a tackle, have either it fair caught or out the end zone. And then obviously if it's a caught kick, I trust the coverage guys and the schemes we have. So the goal is not to have to tackle. It's always a last resort. So we'll see.
Sam, go ahead.
Hey, Cameron, I'm curious, how do you gauge when you need to back off on the workload? Because I know like other players have the GPS stuff. How do you is it just a feel thing, or how do you know when you've done enough over the course of the day and just gauge how much you tax your leg?
For sure a feel thing. For a lot of kickers, they'll start to feel things in their groin and back most of the time are the first two injury places. I can feel once I'm getting tired. You can kind of see a difference in kicks as well. But it really is just a feel thing. I think the coaches have a good idea of reps and stuff. I have a good idea of what reps would probably push me over, but making sure I just maintain not pushing myself too hard one day so that the following or the day after that, I'm not feeling the repercussions of it.
Brian, go ahead.
Okay, so to go back to Cedric's question, are you telling us that Dicker the Kicker is not a marketable slogan that people have wanted to come at you with? I mean, seriously, where are you with that? That's got to be something that's working.
Yeah, I have a couple things, trying to work with a burger place here soon.
Okay.
Trying to get a couple more places as well, but it's all just coming together. Some salad dressing, so that's a fun one, but trying to hopefully do some cool things. We'll see.
Okay, very good.